Hi and welcome to a new video. My name is Anna and I studied acting as a master here in Korea. I was attending the Korea National University of Arts, shortly K-Arts, and I get so many questions about studying acting here in Korea, and that's why I thought I make a little question and answer video just to give you some hopefully helpful answers to your questions. And I gathered the 10 most frequent questions I get, so let's get started. Yes, that is no problem. Actually, there are so many students who had studied something different in university and decided to make their master in acting. Me too, I studied media science and Korean studies in Germany, and then I finished my bachelor and came to Korea and started acting master, and that was no problem actually. We have been 10 students in our class and 5 of us had a totally different bachelor. So 2 of them had studied law, another student French, another student English, and me media science. And also in other classes I heard some students were studying computer science or biology in their bachelor. So it really doesn't matter, and I even think it's a kind of plus because it makes you more interesting if you have studied something different before. So you really do not have to worry about that. No, so not as far as I know, because K-Arts is actually very famous for giving people a chance to learn something professional after having a long time of experience outside and come back to school, reflect on that, learn something new. And in my class, I was actually the youngest, so I applied when I was 23, and other students were almost 40, so as you can see we had a very different range of ages in our class. Me as the youngest with 23, and then 28, 29, also 38. So I do know that in other countries, especially for like acting major, there are some strict restrictions for age that you kind of have to be really young, but that's not the case at K-Arts, so you really do not have to worry about your age. I do not think that there are some prejudice against European people. I think that less people from Europe apply for the university because there's not a specific scholarship for European people, such as the AMA scholarship for Asian people. And I think that's the only reason why not a lot of people from Europe actually try to apply to the school. But me, as I come from Germany, I applied there and I never felt that there are some prejudice just because I'm from Europe. I think K-Arts is starting to open the school more for other countries. There are also a lot of exchange students from European universities, so I really never felt that there are any prejudice against European students. So I had the topic level 5 when I applied for university, and I was attending a Korean language school from level 6, so the highest level, so my Korean was quite good. I do know that foreign students have to pass level 4 before they graduate, but it doesn't apply for the application. So I think if you have level 3 and apply for school, it's also fine as long as you pass the level 4 before you graduate. But however, for acting, I feel that the language is really important. And also when you go to the audition, they will ask you about your Korean skills. And for acting, it is just important to be good at the language because all the classes are in Korean. If you act with your partner, who is most of the time Korean, you don't want to harm them. So it's just important to be good at Korean. I would just recommend you to have level 5 for acting major, because you have to be able to communicate with your partner, maybe even do some improvisation, be good at reading, understand all the text. So it's just my opinion, but I would totally recommend you to do level 5 of topic. So I had one theater play with a Korean company before applying for school. But beside of that, I had just had some touristic, like promotional videos. So not that much experience in Korean acting. But I do not think that it's necessary if you apply for the Korean acting master. It's just more important to be able to speak Korean, and then they will just see what else you have on your portfolio. So since my major in university was media science and Korean studies, I didn't have a lot of chances to do acting during my bachelor times. And I was acting as an extra in my local theater company when I was in middle and high school. So I also wrote those experience on my portfolio because they are experience. I think it's different from case to case because I was 23, just graduating from bachelor when I entered in the master program. So other students had theater experience for around 10 years and then came back to school. So just in case you are worrying about having few experience in acting, it doesn't matter. If you show your will to learn, that you really want to do the master in acting, they won't care about how much experience you have. No, because if you had to, maybe I wouldn't have attended school. So I'm really bad at singing. Dancing, okay, I can move, and moving is also very important for an actor and an actress. So they focus on how flexible you are, if you are able to move and do all the classes, because we have some classes for Korean dance, for modern dance, and also singing, but you don't have to be necessarily good at it. But it can be a big plus. So if you are good at singing or dancing, you should totally tell them that. And also for the audition, there's an audition when you can show your acting. But if you have any special skills like dancing or singing, you should totally push that forward and maybe sing a song at the audition, and that just can be a plus. So when I applied for university, which is before Corona, it was not possible to do the audition per Skype. You had to come to Korea even for a short time to attend the audition. But right now, because of COVID, actually, I do not know how the situation has changed. For this year's audition, you should totally check out the homepage and see whether it is possible to do the audition also per Skype. There are different kinds of scholarships. The university itself runs AMA scholarship, art major Asian scholarship. And on the homepage you can find which countries are under that scholarship. And in addition, the government offers some different kinds of scholarship programs. I will leave a link so you can go there and find out if there's a scholarship that suits to your position and also to your country. A lot of foreign students choose to live in the dormitory because it's really cheap. It costs around $420 per semester, and during the vacation around $350, which is quite cheap, but you have to live with another person, so share your room. And that's why a lot of students, after maybe 1 or 2 years at the dormitory, decide to live outside, and then they just search for one room around the area. And actually Actually, the theater department is located in Seokwandong, which is a very calm and very kind of village-like area in Seoul. So the houses are not too expensive. If you have a one room, maybe for 1 month, it costs around $300. But also the deposit fee can be really expensive, so you should just figure that out in advance, because in Seoul, from area to area and depending on the kind of house, the size and everything, the prices can be so different, so you can just figure that out. But dormitory is definitely a good option in the beginning. I really hope I could answer some of your questions. If you have still something you're curious about, just feel free to leave a comment and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye!